Okay, I'm going to be making a vegetarian stroganoff and sauerkraut. Now, I was originally planning to make the sauerkraut using beer, but I forgot to buy beer at the store, so I'm going to have to use apple cider vinegar for the sauerkraut. But that's okay, you can make it with beer just as easily as apple cider vinegar. So what I'm going to do is thinly slice my cabbage and then add my cabbage to the crock pot. Now if you wanted to make this fermented, you would have to like do the long process. I'm doing the short process where you just cook it in the crock pot. Okay, now we need some seasonings. So I'm going to put in some mustard seed. Probably about a tablespoon of mustard seed. And some celery seed. Probably about a teaspoon of celery seed. Some pickling spice. And some dill seed. I want to use a lot of dill seed because it smells really good. So I'm going to use about a tablespoon of dill seed. And now all we need is some salt and some apple cider vinegar. So I'm going to add probably about a tablespoon salt, and I'm just going to fill it about that much with apple cider vinegar. So, oh, that's not really quite enough. I'm going to add a little more. There we go. See, it's about that much full. Apple cider vinegar, it'll cook down as it's cooking. Oh, and we should probably put a bay leaf in there too. That would be tasty. Add a bay leaf. Get it a little mixed up in there. Okay, now we're going to turn this on high and let it slow cook until it is all tender and yummy, which shouldn't take too long because it's just vegetables. Alright, here is the sauerkraut so far. It's cooking up really nicely. Just going to mix it all up and let it keep cooking. And then I'm going to get started on cutting up the mushrooms and the brats for the stroganoff. So I got about 1 pound of mushrooms, and I've got this tofurkey beer brats for the stroganoff, and I think I'll use an onion and some garlic too. Okay, I'm going to start out by cutting my red onion. Okay, now I'm going to cut up my tofurkey brats. Alright, we got our tofurkey brats, our onions. Now all we need is our mushrooms. I'm excited. It's been a while since I've had stroganoff, and I absolutely love stroganoff. I've never had a vegetarian stroganoff though. I've always had beef stroganoff, so we'll see how this turns out. I think I'm going to save some of the mushrooms to have with breakfast another day, because this bowl is getting full, and I think that's going to be plenty of mushrooms right there. Okay, so we got most of our vegetables cut up. Now all we need is some garlic. Got some nice big bulbs of garlic here, and I'm gonna use them all. Because what's German food without garlic, huh? Which reminds me, I didn't put any garlic in the sauerkraut. I think I'm gonna go ahead and add. I need some more garlic here because I want to add some to the sauerkraut too. I'm gonna add 3 bulbs of garlic to the sauerkraut, and then I'm gonna use the other 4 bulbs of garlic in the stroganoff. I should have added onions to the sauerkraut too. Just wasn't thinking. But I'm going to definitely add this garlic to the sauerkraut before it's too late. That sauerkraut is looking delicious. I don't know if you can see it. You can't. Let me show you that sauerkraut real quick. Look at how delicious that is looking there. Yum. Okay, now I'm going to chop up this garlic. And then we'll get to cooking our stroganoff. So we're going to need to fill up this pot with some hot water. Okay, go ahead and get this to a boil. I'm going to heat this on medium to medium high. And I'm going to add 1 stick of butter. Okay, I think that our water is ready to add our noodles, so I'm going to be using egg noodles. So now we're going to add our onions. To the skillet. And now we're going to add our garlic. And now our mushrooms. And I'm going to season it with about half a teaspoon of salt. And now I'm going to add my brats. Gonna let things cook for a little bit here. Okay, so now I need to add 1/4 a cup of flour to the pan. Get it all mixed up in there. And now I'm gonna add, what is this, a pint of heavy whipping cream. This is gonna be rich, but I'm not using beef, so it will be okay. Now I'm gonna add some coarse ground Dijon mustard. About 3 tablespoons. I'm going to add about two tablespoons dillweed and about a teaspoon of paprika. And mix that up in there. Okay, now I gotta drain my noodles. Alright, the sauce is looking delicious. So let's add our noodles back to the sauce. And mix it up in there. And we can turn this off now. All right. That looks delicious. So let's dish up some. Yum. And I'm just going to top that with some chopped parsley. And there is the stroganoff with kraut. Can't wait to dig into this.